Oh, this has been, without a doubt, a crazy time. I'm in Seattle, and I have to say that because I'm in Vancouver, Washington, as much as Seattle in the last 8 weeks. Thank you for your prayers and for your patience with us and just allowing us to live in two places and do the best we can in both. Just to give you an update, an overview of where we are in terms of the color samples. As already reviewed, there's a fairly significant difference between the actual color samples and the original color snaps that came through Sherwin-Williams that I used. Whether that's because I didn't know how to use it or if that's just generic to it, I don't know. In any event, we definitely need color samples. So as you're choosing, and this is the video having to do with actually narrowing those choices down, let me give you first an overview. We're going to collect as much information as we can from you as to your preferences, and I'll explain in a moment. Those are going to come in two different ways, and then we're going to take it to the executive committee, the development executive committee, the portion of it that is dealing with the aesthetic issues, i.e. color, and we'll meet, I hope, soon, and try to narrow those choices down to one or two. And if we can do that, then we may, depending on the felt need of the committee, mock up a couple of places along the actual parameter of the building. Take a window and a section and mock up those color choices so we can make a final call. And so that's kind of how it's going to play out, and then we're going to paint. Okay, so this is how the survey itself is going to work. You will be going to that URL address that I am going to be copying and sending to you, either via a link that I will send you, and that could be by email or text, or perhaps on our Facebook account or even Twitter. Okay, this survey basically that you'll be taking has three parts to it. The first is just the generic overview. It reviews the fact that there are three basic options. One is just a single color with trim. The second is a two-tone, where we have one main color for most of the building walls, and then we have a second one for the towers. And the third one is where we just essentially have one color, but we highlight the actual columns themselves. And so what you'll be doing on that very first question is just choosing which of those generally you prefer. Let's say that I prefer the two-tone. And then it brings you up to the second series, and that'll be a series of questions 2 through 9. And it starts with the various options that to date have been we've had input on and have been generally selected, and it asks you to rate each one of them. Now this is the one that has the columns painted and has the in this case the alabaster white and the gauntlet gray here, and then the trim is what's called extra white. And basically you're going to choose between 5 options, and the first is when I look at that, I love it, so option 5 is what I would choose. If on the other hand I like it only, I would choose option 4. If I said to myself, okay, it's good but I can live with it, then I would choose option 3. If I generally don't like it, I would choose option 2. And if I just said to myself, please, something else, I strongly disagree with this selection, then I would choose option 1. And that is done here. So then just below the pick itself, I would simply scroll down and I would choose which options. Let's say on this one, I'm okay with it. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. So I choose 3, and it takes me forward to the next one. Now, let's say I want to skip one and I don't feel like rating it. And then you have this kind of thing. Says, oops, you cannot skip it. You actually do have to relate it in one of the 5. 5 being I love, 4 being I like, 3 being it's okay, I can live with it, and 2 being I dislike, and 1 being I strongly dislike. That'll be the series questions 2 through 9. So in this third section, basically we're asking you to take the colors that are given. I think there's something like 14 colors, and if you wish to, You don't have to in this section. You can skip it and go on. But if you wish to, build your own color choices. And it gives you the options. It gives you pictures of each of the different colors, and then it gives you the four areas: the wall, the trim, and then if you choose and like the two-tone, and finally the columns if you like those and want to see those have their own coloration. So you just go through that, and finally it asks you for your name, email address, phone. The name is required, the other two are not. We'd prefer to have it so we can communicate with you, and that would be great. And just please, prayerfully, take it, turn it in the next couple of days, because we're going to be moving on this pretty quickly, and that would be great. Thank you so much for your help. Bye.